Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming to the Alpha Delta Omega Chapter HBCU Virtual College Tour. We're so happy to have you here. My name is Janine Davis, and I'm the program chairman for Alpha Delta Omega Chapter. I'd like to welcome you all again, and at this time, I'm going to invite our chapter president, Ms. Tawana Williams, to bring greetings. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Janine. Good morning, students and parents. I am Tawana Williams, the president of Alpha Delta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. We are the largest chapter here in Nashville, Tennessee, and collectively, Alpha Kappa Alpha has been involved in a HBCU week. We couldn't think of a better way to end our great week spotlighting and celebrating our HBCUs by virtually visiting some of our great institutions. Deciding your college is one of the most important decisions that you can make while you're in high school. Your choice will allow you to determine your career path, your final destination, and make friends that you will have for the rest of your life. As you're choosing your college, we wanted to introduce you the option of attending an historically Black college and university. As a proud graduate of two HBCUs, I know the importance of the experience that is like no other than being around other African Americans all striving to succeed and make their mark in the world. HBCUs are receiving more recognition and attention right now because our Madam Vice President is a graduate of one. However, HBCUs have educated most of our African American physicians, lawyers, and educators. The HBCUs we select today are primarily located in the southern states. However, HBCUs are in most states. Please take notes, ask questions, and consider making one of these schools that will present today as a school of your choice. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. At this time, we will begin our presentations from our college representatives. Just a housekeeping point that I want to share with everyone. For all of our students and parents, if you would please mute your lines, as well as any questions that you have, please place them in the chat. We have members of Alpha Delta Omega chapter who will be monitoring the chat to answer any questions you have at the Q&A portion of the program. And so at this time, we invite our college representatives to share about their beloved universities. Our first college is Morehouse College.
Good morning, and thank you to the leadership of Alpha Delta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority for inviting all of us to participate, and especially myself. I am Kelvin Moses. I am a graduate of Morehouse College, class of 1996. Which we call the Olympic class of 1996. And I live here in Nashville and work at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. I also have the privilege of serving as the president of the Nashville Morehouse College Alumni Association. This is the president of Morehouse College, Dr. David Thompson. He has been president now for about 3 or 4 years and has been doing an excellent job. He serves as the 12th president of the school, and this quote from him really sums up what Morehouse is really about. And he says, it's a community that allows us to address some of the challenges in our community where people feel safe, where people feel respected, where issues of harassment, assault are non-existent and become immediately addressed. And at Morehouse, we want people to feel the integrity of their humanity is safe at Morehouse. And our mission is to develop men with disciplined minds who will lead lives of leadership and service. As you may know, Morehouse is the United States' only private historically Black liberal arts college for men and has been around since 1867. It is has a very favorable student to teacher ratio of 13:1. There are over 2,000 students with our largest class of almost 1,000 students entering this past year, coming from 46 states and 22 countries. It's part of the Atlanta University Center, which includes Spelman, Clark Atlanta, Morris Brown, the Interdenominational Theological Center, and Morehouse School of Medicine. is one of the always ranked consistently in the top 10 of HBCUs in the country, and is one of only 4 HBCUs that rank in the top tier among liberal arts colleges. It is a consistent feeder school for the top graduate and professional schools in the country, and Ivy League schools come through and recruit heavily. It is a tremendous producer of African Americans who go on to earn STEM PhDs, and is a top producer of doctors, lawyers, and engineers. And we have had 5 Rhodes Scholars who come from Morehouse College. We'll talk a little bit about campus life. Again, Morehouse is part of the HBCU. And so even though you're at an all men's institution, you have a tremendous population. And all of the schools together is approximately 20,000 students. And when you're a student at Morehouse, you can take classes at any one of the institutions. When I was a student, I did take classes at a couple of the other schools, and it was pretty rewarding. You do experience a great brotherhood, and I think that's really one of the shining aspects of Morehouse. You gain lifelong friends, you gain brothers, and you gain an experience unlike anywhere else in the country. We have a very robust athletics program. We're part of the SIAC. We actually have a volleyball team now, which is relatively new. We have a well-known track program. Our track is named after the famed Olympian Edwin Moses, who's class of 1978. We have prior championships in the SIAC, and we participate in the NCAA Division II program. We have a very good baseball team. We have an active football team who's been, we are redoing the football field and stadium right now. So we're looking forward to how that turns out. We have a golf team now. We have a basketball team. We've actually had several players that have gone on into the NBA. Again, they participate in the SIAC as well. And actually going back to sports, we even have a lacrosse team. I mean, a polo team now. So we're a little bit bougie too. We have a world-ranked debate team, and in the center there is one of our Morehouse alums, he is an attorney, but actually revived the debate program and have gone on to win championships that have been, we've gone up against Harvard and USC and destroyed them. And so we have a very well-regarded debate team. As I said before, Morehouse is a top feeder school to elite graduate programs. And we actually send the most African-American men to Harvard Business School each year. We have 27 majors and 7 academic divisions, as you can see here, and we offer degrees in Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Morehouse is committed to an undergraduate program. As I mentioned, we do have Morehouse School of Medicine, but we did separate from them in the early 80s in order to maintain our undergraduate presence. We do have a great relationship with Harvard Law School for those who want to participate. And you can see here, Derek Parker, who is a Morehouse graduate from 2018. And actually just last year, or a couple of years ago, they had a panel of Harvard Law graduates and students who came back to speak at the school and talk about the Harvard or the law school application process. One of the newer focus at Morehouse is called CTEMS, or Cinema, Television, and Emerging Media Studies. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. We also have a dual degree engineering program. So students who are interested in engineering, they could get their bachelor's degree and then complete their engineering training at several engineering schools. So it's called a 3-2 program, 3 years at Morehouse and then 2 years at graduate. Traditionally, it's been with Georgia Tech, but actually we have relationships with Auburn, North Carolina A&T, Rensselaer, Rochester, University of Michigan, USC, and several others. The Thomas J. Block Society is the Health Professions Society, of which I am a member. Tom Blocker was a mentor and strong advocate for African-American men going into medicine and African-American women. He actually worked very closely with Spelman. And so they bring back medical graduates, medical, dental, PhD, pharmacy, and mentor students. Weekly, there's a Crown Forum. So you have well-regarded speakers that come every week. Used to be on Thursdays, not sure what day it is now, but you can hear some of the most fantastic representatives from our community who come and speak. Here are some of our alumni, one of the most distinguished civil rights icons, Dr. Julian Bond, who's actually the son of the former president of Fort Valley State University. I'm not sure if they're represented here today, but he is a well-regarded alum. Obviously, Dr. Martin Luther King, the class of 1948, Nobel Peace Prize laureate and civil rights leader. Spike Lee, who is class of 79. Don't have to tell you his resume, but he is actually one of the founders of the CTEMS program. Samuel L. Jackson is class of 72, well-regarded actor. And in the newer generation, so Randall Woodfin was just elected, or not just, but it was re-elected. He is the youngest mayor of Birmingham, Alabama. PJ Morton, a lot of you may know, the Grammy-winning musician, artist, writer. Farnsworth Bentley, who's actually my classmate. He was P. Diddy's valet. He's a musician, author, style icon, and pretty interesting guy. Quadricos Dushkel, he's a well-regarded pastor. He's a lobbyist and political analyst and also serves as an adjunct professor at George Washington University. So how do you become a man of Morehouse? Here are the admission requirements. For those who are applying as freshmen, there's an application, a $50 fee. You need to provide transcripts and scores as well as 2 letters of recommendation. And for those who want to transfer, you need to have at least 26 semester hours completed. The application is available via the Common App, and you can see the link here. The cost of attendance is actually now $49,700, so it's gone up just a little bit. But there are plenty of resources to help with financial aid, loans, scholarships, and the intrepid student should be able to cover a lot of their costs for attending Morehouse. Here are the deadlines. Early action is November 1st, regular action is February 1st, and then there's rolling notification throughout the year. And this is the goal. This is the culmination, graduation on the lawn. You can see in the top left there, Robert Smith, if you remember a couple of years ago, he paid off all of the debt for the graduating students. He's a billionaire philanthropist, also happens to be a fraternity brother. Bottom left, you see here, Barack Obama came several years ago. It's a really exciting time for the students and their families. Unfortunately, I do have to run, and I do appreciate the organizer allowing me to speak first. I will put my contact information in the chat, and so if people want to call or email. Also, here is the Assistant Director of Admissions, Michael Gum, and his information I will type into the chat as well. Again, thanks so much for giving me the time to speak, and I really appreciate it and look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Bethune-Cookman College.
Yes, good morning and happy Saturday. My name is Billy DeJust, serve as the Director of Admissions here at the great Bethune-Cookman University, located in the beautiful city of Daytona Beach, Florida. I bring you all greetings from our phenomenal president, Dr. Herman Powell, our cabinet members, our faculty and staff, and most importantly, our phenomenal students here at Wildcat Country. We want to say hail Wildcats to all of you, and hopefully your day is off to a great start. And I look forward to answering questions today and providing with as much up-to-date details as far as what's currently happening at BCU, where we currently have roughly about 3,000 students enrolled in person at BCU doing a phenomenal job following all protocols. They've sacrificed quite a bit of fun activities to make sure we keep a safe campus for our students and following the protocols in place. So kudos to our students for doing their part, and we're going to continue to support them as we move forward throughout the year. So since early in the morning, I know you guys have been listening for a little while. Let me get you a quick little waker upper video here to kind of get you guys going before we go into our main presentation format.
Mr. Desant, we can't hear the video. Do you have it connected to the sound?
All right, again, I want to make sure you guys are getting a little bit of upful. So I'm going to take you to our main website here to kind of tell you a little bit about who we are at BCU, what we stand for, what we value. So I'll make sure I share some of those core values with you. So as if you're an incoming student looking for more information, we've updated our website here in the last few months, providing more context or details as far as what's happening on campus, the protocols that are in place for our students on campus. Our phenomenal football season is off to a great start. We've joined now the SWAC competition coming from the MEAC group. We're now with the SWAC. We'll be facing those Deion Sanders and his crew. In fact, we're planning for a great trip down to Jackson State in Mississippi to face those guys. That game will be on ESPN. So make sure you mark it on your calendar so you can make sure you're watching that game. We're going to welcome Deion into the HBCU family with a nice butt whooping, hopefully, so we can make sure we welcome him properly here into HBCU country. So make sure you look out for that. Admissions and financial aid information is on our website. If you're looking to apply, if you're a new student, we have the undergraduate and the graduate application available for you. In fact, this year, undergraduate students, if you're a new senior, you do not have to pay an application fee this year, right? We have waived the application fee for every senior, just eliminating as many hurdles as possible to make sure everyone has that opportunity to apply and weigh those options as you move forward. You can complete the app in 5 to 7 minutes. Click submit, pay later. We'll go ahead and process that information for you. You email me a copy of your transcripts and or test scores. We'll get the ball rolling within 40 to 72 hours. We'll get a turnaround for you as well. The application portal opened on September 1st, and we will begin to send out acceptance decisions beginning the second week of October, right? Where you get your acceptance letter, your Bethune-Cookman ID number and password, which will give you access to these platforms where you can go into the Wildcat web here, log in as you see my ID number and password, so you can have access to the next steps of the process, which includes reserving your dorm room, selecting your roommates, and so on and so forth, and sign up for orientation. So if you're a new student, you'd have the opportunity to go through these steps and complete every step listed here to make sure you're getting Wildcat ready, right? So as early as April, you can have your room already settled, your roommate, your class schedule, have your picture ID before you even graduate high school, right? So you can make sure you have a stress-free summer. If you do your part early, that opportunity is there to make sure everything is done as early as possible, because we believe students need that month or two of to refresh their minds over the summer, to not have to worry about these steps of the process as they get ready to start this new journey in college with these new challenges. So not doing it last minute gives them a leg up, because we've seen the numbers. Students who kind of take care of these things early get up to a greater start with their grade point average as a new freshman compared to those who apply last minute, having to deal with those stresses and kind of slow up the process a little bit. So certainly if you're a high school senior, make sure you're getting admitted into your top 3 to 5 schools no later than December 1st, right? So you can have those options over the break where you've gotten your award letters from financial aid. Make sure you're doing the FAFSA on October 1st, so we can make sure you have all those details at hand during Christmas break. Personally at BCU, you'll get a nice Christmas letter from Bethune-Cookman that says, hey, Merry Christmas from Bethune-Cookman. You've been awarded X amount of dollars. Hopefully mom and dad go out and buy some additional Christmas presents because they're so excited about your $20,000 scholarship, and now they can afford to do more for you as a student. So use those things to your advantage to take advantage of every opportunity that is afforded to you. All right. Not only do we offer academic scholarships, we also have Division I athletics, right? We're under new leadership here in the athletic program, where we are now under the leadership of Mr. Reggie Theus, former NBA player, NBA coach for the Sacramento Kings, drafted by the Chicago Bulls. I'm a big Bulls fan, so I'm a big fan of his to begin with, even before he joined our team. So now having him on campus, I'm almost like a fan / colleague, because I'm like, man, I actually watch you on TV, cheered for you with those great games. So it's nice for him to have him here on our campus as he leads our athletic program. He's the new athletic director, as well as the new men's basketball coach, right? So you can check out all of our programs. In the men's section, we have baseball, basketball, cross country, football, track and field. And on the women's side, of course, we have multiple options, even more, right? You have basketball, softball, bowling. Make sure we get them all here for you. Let me make sure I get this here. Basketball, bowling, cross country, golf, softball, tennis, track, and volleyball, right? So any program you may be looking for right now, the only one active is football. You click on that link, you can find the entire coaching staff available for you with their name, contact numbers, and emails based on the position that you play, right? Very direct. So if you're a linebacker, you know who to reach out to. If you're a running back, you know who to reach out to. If you want to see the roster, check out the players. When we get on the plane, we dress up for business. Business trip all day, every day. They got their suits on, representing Bethune-Cookman well, and everywhere they go. And then we go and take care of business on the football field. So all the guys have done a great job representing us, and we're looking forward to facing, I believe, Alabama State will be our next game this afternoon, and we're looking forward to making sure we leave a print or imprint here down there in Alabama. So again, athletics is there for those of you who are looking at athletics as well. Now, one other thing you want to make sure if you're a vocalist, if you love music, music is one of our top programs as well on campus. As of 2019, Bethune-Cookman is now the only HBCU in the country that now has its own record label, right? We have BCU Records, where students who love music can actually take part of that music recording technology program, where we built our own studio here on our campus. Students are able to write and produce their music right here on our campus free of charge as a student, and we help them market that music. If you are a signee under that label, we help you market that music throughout the country, sending it out to BET, MTV to give you that exposure, to expose your talent, to make sure someone is recognizing your hard work. So make sure you take advantage of that as you guys are joining the music program. In fact, if you guys watched the Super Bowl last year, you guys saw the halftime show performance. We actually had 4 of our students, those guys on the field with the Red Blazers performing. Those were 4 of our students from Bethune-Cookman University, part of that music program, where they were invited to be part of that performance, got a chance to network and make connections with folks in that music industry. So I encourage you guys to take part of that. And of course, we have the phenomenal marching band, the best band in the land for sure. We want to make sure you guys are checking that out. We just had a great performance in Texas at the Battle of the Bands competition, where we had a great showing, a lot of great support from that area as well. So many areas, as well as dance. If you like to dance, we have our 14-karat gold dancers. Or there's another area you can earn scholarships. In fact, one of our recent graduates from the 14-karat gold program just got a job at NASA as a computer engineer there. So doing phenomenal work, not just on campus, but once they leave here, as our motto is enter to learn and depart to serve. And that's what we like to see our students taking full advantage and go out and represent Bethune-Cookman, their families, and themselves once they leave here on campus. Again, our core values, let's let you know who we are. All right, we live by those core values we have on our campus here. Make sure you guys see what that looks like, which those acronyms are FIRST, all right, which stands for faith, integrity, respect, service, and a thirst for knowledge. Those are our core values here at BCU. We do not, shy away from that. We do believe in the Almighty God. We start every meeting with prayer and we end it with prayer. So it is a different that you won't see at most public institution, but we do offer something because our campus was built on faith, right? A phenomenal woman by the name of Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune started this college way back in 1904. For a woman to pull that off in 1904, it took something bigger than yourself to make that happen. And that faith in God is what we'll continue to utilize now as we move forward in this new generation. In fact, we're joking with our students. Today, we don't have a Vice President Kamala Harris without Dr. Bethune starting these efforts way back in the early 1900s, fighting for women's rights, right? So she started that way back when. We're now still reaping the benefits of the labor she put in those early years. So thankful to Dr. Baton, and we're going to continue to do our best to keep that legacy moving forward towards the next generation as we move forward. So again, scholarships are available in academics, Division I athletics, music, whether you're a vocalist or an instrumentalist, dance, and ROTC programs. All right, so keep that in mind. Arts, theater, also because we have a partnership with Disney World for students who want to get into theater, hospitality management, culinary arts. A great opportunity to get internship opportunities while you're here as a student. And every student at Bethune-Cookman gets a discount for their Disney tickets for themselves and their families. So if you have a student here, mom and dad wants to go to Disney from California, Texas, wherever you are, you can actually buy it through your student's account and save quite a bit of money there as well through those packages. So again, great opportunities for our students from out of state who haven't been this close to Disney all their lives or excited to be here. No out-of-state tuition for students from out of state. So the cost is very reasonable, less than $100,000 for a 4-year education. These days, that is unheard of for a private college. So schools have gotten so much more expensive now in 2021. So finding a best fit for what you're looking for with the right amount of scholarship to make sure you have a plan, even if you want to go to grad school, you're not so far and much in debt that it makes it difficult to do so. So I love the fact that we have not gone up in prices in quite some time. We want to make it as much as possible for our students to give them options to make college still a reality for those who may be a bit difficult to make that work for you. So also, do not forget to follow us on all social media platforms, guys. We have everything you can think of. We have our student SGA, Bethune-Cookman admissions pages. So follow us if you're a student on BCU admissions here, BCU student activities there as well to let you know all of the activities that are on our campus. The Royal Court, we just crowned our new Miss Bethune-Cookman and Mr. Bethune-Cookman. So they are doing a phenomenal job here on our campus as they lead the way. And of course, we have our phenomenal SGA, who's our student leadership group here on campus. So all of these sites, you want to make sure you're following us on those platforms as we share information as to what's happening here on campus. And if your family, if your mom, counselors, principals, many of these guys also follow us on Facebook. It's another great platform as well to stay in the know as to what's happening on campus. Any external scholarship that I come across, I will share it on these social media platforms to make sure our students are aware of that and they can take advantage of those opportunities as well. All right, so for the sake of time, I'll stop here for a minute, see if we have any questions. I don't want to go over my time to make sure I respect everyone's time here as well. And again, my name is Billy the Just. I'm going to drop my name and email information and some of these links in the chat section. So if you guys want to follow up with me, we'll be more than happy to do that for you as well.
Okay, let's look at him. My hand in me though.
You're muted.
Pardon me. Yeah, this is the new dorms for our new freshmen on campus. So if you're a new freshman coming in, this kind of gives you an idea of what those new dorms look like, what to expect when you get here from the lobby all the way to the rooms, to the laundry room, which is now free for all students. Two of the top things students asked for when we were building these new dorms were they wanted free access for washer and dryers, and they also wanted a workout facility in the dorm. So they have both now. They do have a workout facility in the dorm, and they no longer have to call mom or dad for $20 to do laundry. Now they can do that free of charge as a student. And also one of the new perks now, they don't have, if you get sick, you get a cold, you get a flu, a headache, you don't have to go buy medicine, Tylenol at CVS any longer. We have that free of charge through our infirmary here on campus, right? You show your ID, you go see a nurse, you pick up the medicine free of charge. That is part of the package. We want to make these things as accessible to our students, especially right now with the pandemic. Our goal was to provide as much access to what they need so they're not required to go and find it off campus, right? So if you need transportation to go to Walmart, Publix to get some groceries, we have a BCU shuttle that will run and go drop you off and pick you up. They'll give you a schedule as to when they're going to be doing that so you can make sure you plan accordingly. If you don't have a car, you can get free transportation to and from Walmart. Nothing is more than 6 miles from our campus. So it's very convenient, even if you don't have a vehicle, to get around pretty easily as well. All right, so these are the laundry rooms. We have one in each floor in these halls. You just swipe your ID card and you can utilize it free of charge as a student.
That's cool. Nice.
Right, so these are all perks that we make sure students have access to make sure they're not calling mom. I know when I was a student here, I was calling my mom to send me $20 so I can do my laundry. So now they have a great, the great perk of not having that burden. This is also a great study hall for students. If you're doing a group project and you have a group of 10 or more students, you can use this multi-purpose room to do your group projects and come in with your fellow classmates and make that happen as well. All right, and they're gonna take you upstairs so you can see what the rooms look like. These are set up in his and her style where you have 2 students per room. It's a 2-bedroom suite separated by 4 students. 2 per room, your showers in the middle with your bathroom, and you 4 share that 2-bedroom suite style. You can select your own roommate and you can also select your own suite mates. As many of the girls have done, they've kind of come in groups of 4s. They occupy that space to themselves with their friends so they can have that comfortability there as well for them. So those are all options that they now have in these new halls. In fact, we haven't even named these dorms yet. Lots of alums are actually putting in their bids based on donations and gifts will determine who's the winner, where they will name those, have a new name for these new halls on our campus. All right, so you can actually manage it the way you prefer. You can set your bed up a little higher and have your desk and drawer right underneath your bed, or you can do it, you'll see the roommate has it set up a little bit differently. So it's all up to you how you want to set that up. You see those different options here shortly. Every student upon arrival this year, again, they all received the COVID test this year. They've been doing a great job with doing weekly temperature checks. Weekly tests and also daily temperature checks. Every time you go in a dining hall, in a classroom, we have an automated system that checks that temperature just to make sure they are healthy. And just in case someone tests positive or the temperature is over 100, our student health department will get the alert, right? You'll report there. We already have quarantine dorms set aside for anyone who may test positive, where they will spend those 15 days in an isolated area, right? For 15 days, their meals will be delivered to them, breakfast, lunch, dinner. The nurses are going to be checking up on them on a daily basis, and they can continue to work on their homework assignments virtually with the laptop until they get those 2 negative tests before they can go back into the general public, right? So we do have that option for you in case you're not able to go all the way back home. We have students all the way from China, from Brazil, from Jamaica, from the Bahamas, from California, Texas. So just to provide that, option for them is a nice convenience to have as a parent to know they can still remain here in the quarantine space. We'll provide you with updates as we move along as well for it. All right. One of the things I like about these new halls is the sink is also inside the room, which is somewhat different from the other formats. So instead of having that sink in the same room as the shower, if someone is taking a shower, the roommate can actually still use the sink if they need to go to class, if they're in a rush or whatever the case might be. So the sink is there available inside. And then as you open the door, you can see the setup. The 2 roommates are in the other room in the back, and the 4 of you share this space here.
Nice.
You have your toilet here and your shower directly across from you. So you don't have that community style bathroom where you're sharing that bathroom with everyone in the hallway, which kind of gives you a bit more privacy as well. Yeah, I was definitely a little jealous when I saw those dorms because when I was here, we didn't have it this nicely here. I was like, really? You guys wait till I leave? I have these nice dorms. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So they got it made now. They've got these nice perks. Dining halls, phenomenal. We have a new dining hall that was built with now signed with Sodexo Services. We have buffet breakfast, buffet lunch, buffet dinner. In fact, yesterday I was in the dining hall enjoying some seafood. They had some fried fish, baked fish, cheesy grits, cabbage, mashed potatoes, etc. So lots of options. Every week on Thursdays, we also celebrate one of the countries we have here on our campus, which we have 32 at this time. On this past Thursday, we had the Jamaican food. We had some jerk chicken, curry chicken, some of that experience as part of those 5 courses you can choose to eat from. And it's all you can eat. You can stop at every section. The week before we had Haiti, we had Africa, we had Spain. So every week we represent one of those countries and serve a meal from those countries so that those students can get a taste of home and also introduce that to our domestic students to know what it's like, what is the food like from that particular country, get a bit of history from that country, to know the music, their clothing, their styles, etc., to kind of broaden their horizon here as well throughout the entire process. So I like the inclusion of making sure those guys, feel like we're recognizing them on campus as well, because they've come a long distance, to come from Jamaica, Bahamas, Africa, to come all the way here to Florida. These guys are doing a phenomenal job, and they don't receive any financial aid, right? So they don't get any FAFSA assistance. Parents are pretty much writing a check or they're getting scholarships. So these guys have even a bigger uphill to go to make sure they can afford colleges. Without the proper planning, it makes it almost impossible. So kudos to those guys for being here and making sure that they're taking those efforts and taking advantage of the education opportunity to invest their lives as they move forward as well. So I'll stop to see if I have any questions from any of you guys, anything you guys have heard that you may want to get more details about. I'd be more than happy to share that with you and then to move forward as well for you.
No questions in the chat. Okay.
All right, so before we head up, then I'll give you the last 2 minutes of our phenomenal founder to give you a quick piece about what she's all about, and then we'll kind of go from there. Thank you again, ladies, for this phenomenal opportunity and platform to share some great information with your students.
Thank you.
This university is responsible for a success created nowhere else.
This university cultivates diamonds in the rough.
This university embodies the American spirit like no other.
There's something special about this place. There's something special about her spirit. Mary McLeod was a champion. And just think about this. Here's a woman born 10 years out of slavery. Imagine a black woman, 1904. She's 29 years old. And she comes to a place she's never been before. And she has this desire to start a school. All she had was 5 little girls, faith in God, and $1.50. Who starts a school with $1.50?
When she came to Daytona Beach, she came because Henry Flagler was building the Florida East Coast Railroad, and she saw a need here, and she came here and was able to talk to the Rockefellers, who were significant people during that time here in Ormond Beach, and solicit their support and become friends with them and be able to call upon them. When they came to her campus and they wanted to know how was she going to build this school on a city dump, they trusted her. They believed in her faith that she had, that she could do it.
My dear Mrs. Roosevelt, dear President Coolidge, W.E.B. Du Bois, my dear President Truman, my dear friend Albert Einstein.
To be able to do what she did was unheard of. I don't know that there is any other woman that was able to build the relationships that she did and be successful with it, but she could do it. She could walk into a room, she commanded presence, and people responded to her. She was advisor to 4 presidents.
She didn't go through the back door. She went through the front door. And so when you think about it, she was a woman well ahead of her time. There's a wonderful picture over in your library, Roosevelt's Black Cabinet. It's about 20 or so people, all black men, except this one black woman.
I couldn't have asked for a better undergraduate experience. I really, really fell in love with the English program here. That led me on to looking into the history of the school, and that's when I found out more about the founder. She was a transformative thinker. She literally shows the students that you can come from nothing, absolutely anything whatsoever. And if you have a dream, that you can achieve anything that is possible. All the staff members are so attentive, and I know that is because of the legacy that Dr. Bethune left. The way in which she walked on campus was so powerful that I know it really had to influence the staff and my peers to act a way in which we really love each other. And knowing that I can walk in the same footstep as my founder, it encourages me to just continue being amazing and continue striving for the best that I can strive for. This school has given hope to so many people, and not just the university, but everything that the university stands for. This place is the embodiment of wisdom, power, truth, success, and beauty at its finest.
All right. Thank you guys again for your time. Again, these productions, again, to highlight our students, great productions created by our students. We have our own TV and radio station here through the broadcast journalism program. So this is the work of our phenomenal students, sharpening those craft and getting them ready for the real life. So they're getting hands-on experience by creating these great videos and these platforms, so we can make sure they're getting ready for the real world. So by the time you graduate, you feel comfortable in your craft, you can go on to the world and represent yourself well. So again, thank you, ladies, for this phenomenal platform and continued service. In fact, I just got off of a previous call with another group of the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So you guys are all over the place doing phenomenal work. Thank you for what you do. And as a member of the Divine Nine myself, member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, I want to continue to tell you, continue the great work. Thank you for what you do as well. And I'll always be around to support in whatever way that I can. Thank you for your time and happy Saturday.
Thank you very much, Mr. Digest. Give me a 9, I don't know. Give me a 9. Thank you. Oh, I really need it.
Ms. McCarroll, is Lane College ready?
While we wait for them, if you'd like, I have more information for you if you like me to. I have no problem.
Thank you so much. Well, if Lane College is not available, Lamont Owen College, are you ready? Meharry Medical College.
Meharry Medical College is ready and available.
I know Dr. Smith is ready, so thank you so much. Meharry Medical College is up next.
So good morning and greetings from Meharry Medical College right here in Nashville, Tennessee. I feel a kind of way coming directly after Mr. DeJust and his incredible presentation here, but I'll do my best to represent Meharry very well. So as mentioned, I'm representing Meharry Medical College. I'll start sharing my screen here for my PowerPoint. And are you guys able to see? Yeah, good, excellent, okay. So representing Meharry Medical College, founded in 1876, right here in Nashville, Tennessee. We have a School of Medicine, a School of Dentistry, School of Allied Health and Professions, Graduate Studies, and Research. And I'm here representing the School of Medicine. So again, on behalf of our president, Dr. James Hildreth, wanted to welcome you guys to what we have to offer. So Meharry Medical College was founded in 1876. And the story behind Meharry Medical College is an interesting one. We actually were founded by a gentleman by the name of Samuel Meharry. And this is a story of chance and circumstance and good fortune. So Samuel Meharry and his 4 brothers were transporting salt, as it were, through Kentucky, and were stuck in the mud. A family of Black people, Black African-American individuals, helped him and his brothers to get his wagon out of the mud. They sheltered him on an inclement night and fed him. And he said that at some point in the future, when he made it big, he was going to do something nice for the African-American community. And he actually did make it big. And he did decide to help to sponsor and to found Meharry Medical College. So the School of Medicine, as mentioned, was started in 1876. Shortly thereafter, the School of Dentistry was established in 1886. And then the School of Graduate Studies and Research was founded in 1938. And so I wanted to highlight some of the famous women that have actually graduated from Meharry, given the occasion today. So Georgia E. Lee Patton Washington was the first Black woman to become a licensed surgeon in Tennessee. She's a graduate of Meharry Medical College. She graduated in 1893 and became licensed as a surgeon in 1893. Emma Rochelle Wheeler was a graduate of Meharry Medical College in 1905. She and her husband actually owned and operated a hospital that trained nurses who also got degrees from Meharry Medical College. They owned and operated this hospital in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and she owned and operated this hospital until her death. Huldah Margaret Little Frazier was a graduate of Meharry's nursing program in 1910, and she became the head nurse and the dean of the School of Nursing, which is no longer actually a college with the school, but she was immemorialized with the building. So our administrative building, the Lytle Hall, is named after Huldah Margaret Lytle. So I wanted to highlight these women that were graduates of Meharry Medical College and kind of let you guys know a bit about that history there. So here we have some of our monumental moments that occur at Meharry Medical College. We have our match day. Match day is the greatest day of the year for all of the academic doctors. We really take a lot of pride in sending our students off into the world. Meharry Medical College, along with Howard University, are still, as of 2021, the largest producer of African-American primary care doctors. We outnumber most of the other colleges by 2 to 1. So take from that what you will, but we are a heavy producer of African-American doctors, even still in 2021, and we take a lot of pride in that. So we see here, I think this is a student, Dr. Simmons, I think was a matching in emergency medicine here. And you see our white coat ceremony below there, and we see some of the lovely ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha representing on our rooftop there in the other montage. So some admissions facts. So I serve as the admissions chairperson. I'm also the assistant dean of admissions and serve as the clerkship director for internal medicine. I'm a practicing internal medicine doctor at Meharry Medical College. So I'm pretty well positioned to speak about some of these facts about our admissions. Last year, we received a record number of applications to Meharry Medical College. Generally, we average around 7,500 applications per year. Last year, we received 9,620 applications for 115 positions. So you can see it's very, very competitive. That being said, we really pride ourselves on trying to be very meticulous about picking students who fit our mission. Our mission and our motto is the worship of God through service to mankind, and we take that very seriously. So around 60% of our admitted students were African-American females. The average GPA was a 3.5, and the MCAT score, which is the test that you guys will have to take in order to enter into medical school, was a 503. This is what we consider to be a competitive score, but by no means is this the actual score that you actually have to have. So we have people who have scores that are higher than this, and we have scores that are lower than this, and this is our composite of the last 4 years. I also like to talk about our MHS program, which is kind of an entryway into the School of Medicine. So if you don't quite meet those numbers above, we have a program called the Masters in Health Science, where you get a master's degree You spend a year in training to improve your MCAT scores as well as to improve your GPA and show that you can handle the rigor and material of the School of Medicine. And it actually is quite a big feeder into our medical school population. So like to let students know, because a lot of times students are told by counselors and other people in their schools that they don't have the scores to make it. And I wanted you guys to hear it directly from someone who is an admissions officer to let you guys know that this dream can be a reality for you. In addition to this, I also wanted to talk just a little bit about some of our feeder programs, because we are starting to have good feeder programs with some of our schools around the country. We recently established or reestablished a feeder program with the University of, with Fayetteville State University. So that program is a 3+3 program wherein the students will spend 3 years at Fayetteville State University and then do 3 years of medical school, then join a graduate, a residency program at Cape Fear Hospital out in Wilmington, North Carolina. So these students will have an accelerated course, and we're taking the best of the best for that. So students that have very high GPAs, very high SAT scores, ACT scores are welcome to apply to that. We also have programs with Tennessee State University, and I'm very proud to be associated with the Levi Watkins program that you may have seen gone viral last year as we were looking for male applicants, but we certainly have a strong contingent of female applicants as well. Again, looking for the best of the best. This is an accelerated program. It's a 3+4 program where students do 3 years of college and then 4 years of medical school, and then go into a field of primary care. Very excited to have our first cohort from them. We also have a program where we're looking for more African-American participation with Middle Tennessee State University. Again, it is a 3+4 program that is a concentration in rural medicine. So the rural communities especially need African-American doctors, and we really desperately are trying to get some students interested in that. So I wanted to make you guys aware of those things. So the pre-med requirements, again, a lot of misinformation out there. I want to combat that with good quality information. So these are the requirements. You need a bachelor's degree to enter Meharry Medical College. Most medical schools do require a bachelor's degree. Occasionally there will be some that will not, but most do require a bachelor's degree. The required courses, you need to take general bio with a lab, inorganic chemistry with a lab, organic chemistry with a lab, general physics with a lab, English, composition, and biochemistry. Please note here that none of this says that you have to be a chemistry or biology major. You don't have to actually major in these courses in order to get into medical school. As a matter of fact, some of our finest graduates have been history majors, have been English majors, have been music majors, and having a balance is a very important thing. So certainly want to make you aware that those classes, while they are required, you don't necessarily have to be a major in a science to be a physician. And then we do require that you have taken the MCAT within the past 3 years. And you can use your best score from the MCAT within that period of time. So my favorite day, as I mentioned, the match day. Match day is an incredible moment where there's lots of videos. If you actually go onto YouTube, onto the Meharry Tube, you can see some videos of our previous match days. Match day is where our students decide what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. So after doing 4 years of medical school, they do interviews in different disciplines like surgery, medicine, internal medicine, family medicine, pediatrics, ear, nose, and throat, neurosurgery, dermatology. We have all our students go into every single discipline in medicine. And so March, usually it's the second Friday in March, our students then find out where exactly they're going to go for the rest of their careers. And as I mentioned here, we place our students in places as varied as University of Southern California, Johns Hopkins University, Yale, Harvard. And this year, I'm very proud to say we had 5 African-American females match into dermatology residencies, which is an unprecedented number for us. And that really will have a profound effect on the future of dermatology in this country. African Americans have a very difficult time finding people who can treat the skin conditions that they have, and so it's very important for us to be able to reach people wherever they are. And placing a record number of our students into dermatology is just phenomenal. I'm very proud of those young ladies. So I wanted to also point out the response that Meharry Medical College has in the community here in Nashville. As we know, just based on the fact that we're doing this virtually via Zoom, we are in the midst of a pandemic. We're in the midst of COVID-19 epidemic. And Meharry Medical College's response to that was, in my opinion, probably one of the better responses in the country. We were led by our president, Dr. Hildreth, who you see in the top right corner. But we started out with the pandemic. We responded very quickly with taking the lead on the testing here in Nashville. Initially, we had a testing site on our campus. We then were able to obtain the ability to do all of the testing in the city of Nashville. So if you did any testing in a drive-through in the city of Nashville, it was done and conducted by Meharry Medical College in conjunction with the Department of Health. And you can see here, we would go directly to people's cars. We had an all hands on deck approach. So the School of Medicine, the School of Dentistry, the School of Public Health, all pitched in to help test the citizens of Nashville. And you know, again, we did a phenomenal job, in my opinion, of really responding to and educating people in the community, which is a big component of, and what we're very proud of with Meharry Medical College. It's not just about administering medications and sending people on their way. We are very big on educating people and making them a part of their healthcare so that they understand what's going on, and so we can break down those barriers of trust in the community that we have. So our students are, and you can see here, one of the students, Dr. Paula Bug-Wren, who is now a second-year resident in Atlanta at Atlanta Medical Center in Family Medicine, and also one of you guys at Soros, was one of our main participants in terms of the students that helped us in this process. So going forward, so we took the lead in the city. As we mentioned, it was a citywide effort. We still run the city testing sites. So if you are in Nashville and you get tested over on 28th Avenue across the street from the Public Health Center and the Urology Associates, that's Meharry Medical College, as well as the testing site on Murfreesboro Road. And we take a lot of good pride in that. And then Dr. Hildreth is also on the Mayor's Council. And I also am a member of the Nashville Board of Health, the vice chair of the Nashville Board of Health. So we are stakeholders. We take a lot of pride in making sure that African Americans and the North Nashville community are represented very well in the city. So a little bit about Meharry's future. No college, no matter what level, graduate school or undergrad, can survive without contributions from others. So we have our 150th anniversary coming up. And so our campaign 150, we are trying to have a goal of establishing $200 million given to Meharry Medical College. And this will help to provide support for scholarships, to bring in faculty, to help us to continue to have programs which reach out to students in high schools, middle schools, and colleges around us, as well as to build new facilities. And one of the new facilities that has been, the ground has been broken on for us, is our new Living and Learning Center. So we hope that it looks as nice as Mr. DeJust's facilities over at Bethune-Cookman College with the shared bathrooms and everything like that. It will be a 156,000 square foot residential facility. It'll be 6 stories tall, and it's going to be built with teaching and tutorials in place with 2 fully functional classrooms. So the students have the opportunity to live and learn in the same location and not have to walk over to class, walk over to the classroom buildings to get their education. And really try to make things very convenient for the medical students who have a pretty stressful regimen as it is. Here we have some pictures of our white coat ceremony. So as I mentioned, the match day is one of our great days, but the white coat ceremony, I think is one of the other really big days for us. The white coat ceremony is when our students are cloaked with their white coats and given the opportunity to have their friends and families watch as they are inducted, as it were, into the field of medicine and start their education in a formal way. So they are given a white coat. They do a pledge to do their very best as medical students, to learn and to have integrity and all those good things that we want for our students to have at Meharry. Here you see some of our response to the tornado that occurred right before the pandemic. So the Nashville community was very profoundly affected, not just by COVID, but the tornado that ripped through one of our most vulnerable neighborhoods in North Nashville, as well as over into Germantown and East Nashville. And so Meharry jumped at the opportunity to go out and reach out to the community to provide supplies for cleanup, to help donate items for those that may have lost a significant amount during the tornado, because health is not just about those tangible things like high blood pressure and diabetes, but it's also about your social determinants and the things that you have available to you to make your life easier and to make you able to take care of your health and concentrate on that. So we wanted to make sure that we approach all aspects of health and not just, again, those things that are traditionally associated with physicians. So at this point, I wanted to give our information out. As mentioned, I am the Assistant Dean of Admissions and Chair of the Admissions Committee. And my email address is listed here. It is cmsmith@mmc.edu. My Dean of Admissions is Dr. Theodora Pinnock, a phenomenal woman who is the Dean of Admissions as well as over Student Affairs with the School of Medicine. And her email is listed here, tpinnock@mmc.edu. And our fabulous Director of Admissions, we couldn't do anything at the School of Medicine without Miss April Curry Roberts, who is our Director of Admissions, and her email is acurry@mmc.edu. And so, again, I encourage you guys, that concludes my presentation in terms of the PowerPoint. I really would like to strongly encourage you guys to visit our website that has additional information about our admissions process, as well as the history of the school. Also the Meharry Tube on YouTube. If you go onto YouTube and look at the Meharry Tube, there are a lot of phenomenal videos. For the sake of time, I didn't want to go too much further in terms of that, but I did want to make you guys aware of that. And I'll put all that information in the chat, as well as my email address and the website for Meharry Medical College. But I thank you guys for your time this morning. And if there are any questions, I will be around for the Q&A session at the end, but also we'll take some questions now if there's time permitting.
Dr. Smith, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Could you just comment briefly on that physician's assistant program that the new program that may be of interest to families?
Oh, absolutely,
online?
absolutely. Yes. So we did, as Ms. McConnell just mentioned, we have established a physician's assistance program. They are taking the applications this year to start next year. So those that are interested in becoming a physician's assistant, PA school is a very fast growing field in medicine. Allows an opportunity for direct patient care in a wide variety of fields of medicine. They will be practicing on the inpatient services as well as the outpatient services. So if you check our website, I believe on the under the School of Graduate Studies, there is a common application form. And so, I realize the target for this particular talk today is high school students. So I want to kind of, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is a little bit further in the future for you guys. But certainly Meharry Medical College is here with summer programs as well. The way that you apply for medical school is through the AMCAS service, AMCAS, and that is a common service that applies to all medical schools. But Meharry Medical College, again, along with Howard University and Morehouse School of Medicine, are traditional HBCUs, and we really do pride ourselves on serving the underserved and serving populations that are vulnerable and may be neglected. So again, the PA school is starting this fall, and the common application is located on the School of Graduate Studies webpage on Meharry Medical College's webpage. Our pages are pretty easily searchable and pretty navigable. Dr. Hildreth has made a point of making sure that we are able to really navigate our web pages very well, so that when people are looking for information about us and keeping it all up to date. So you should be able to find that information on our website, which is www.meharry.edu. And I'll put that on the chat in just a second here, but www.meharry.edu. And you guys should be able to see the things that we have available to our students, or it might be mmc.edu. Actually, I may have misspoken. Because our email address is MMC, www.mmc.edu.
I didn't call it as Nikisha. I came up as Kennedy because that's who got logged.
Okay. All right. At any rate, thank you, Ms. McCarroll. That's very important for us to be able to highlight. There are a lot of paths in terms of healthcare, and Meharry has an interest in all of those paths. We really do serve our mission. We have people all over the world. Our graduates go on to do incredibly good things. We've had surgeon generals who have graduated from Meharry Medical College. We've had people who have gone on to become relative celebrities, like a young man, Dr. Francois, Elvis Francois, who is known as the singing doctor from Mayo College, Mayo School of Medicine, and did orthopedic surgery. But he's featured on the Ellen Show, did the national anthem for the Pittsburgh opening game a couple of years ago. Dr. Talo Brown is one of our graduates that finished and is doing emergency medicine at Stanford, and is a medical consultant for a lot of the TV shows and movies out there, and has a viral video for GQ magazine where he talks about trauma and how accurate those things are in movies versus in real life. So we do quite a bit. Our students are very diverse and balanced. We have students that have performed in the Nashville Ballet as well as national ballet performances while being medical students. So there's an opportunity to have a nice balanced life while also serving the community as a physician. But that's an excellent question or suggestion. Any other questions or suggestions?
I want to thank you again for sharing with us this morning. And I'm proud of the FISCI to know that we've had a program for about 30 years with you all, the Fisk-Meharry Joint Program.
That is correct.
Many of our graduates and many of my former students, and like Dr. Gardner Jones is one of my former students, also matriculated at Meharry Medical College. We thank you for the service you provide to the national community, and thank you for staying on. So if there are any other questions for Dr. Smith. Thank you a million, Dr. Smith, for coming in on time and being with us this morning.
No problem.
And so we're going to keep you, since you're going to stay around, we'll thank you for that as well.
Okay.
And so thank you very much. So I think now we have Savannah State. I think she's going to come in probably about 10:25. But I know Dr. Paul Scott is on the line from Tougaloo University. And so he's been around a while. So I think we should go on and give him an opportunity to speak. Dr. Scott, you want to come up and speak?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And it is not Dr. Scott yet, but I truly appreciate you speaking it into existence.
I do indeed.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Scott. I serve as the Director of Admissions for the historic and prestigious Tougaloo College, the #1 ranked historically Black college in the great state of Mississippi. So for the time that is ours to share, before I begin, I also want to bring greetings on behalf of our outstanding president, Dr. Carmen J. Walters, a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And so before I go into my brief PowerPoint, I do want to share my screen very quickly and go into one of our enrollment videos. Hi, my name is Paul Scott. I serve as the Assistant Director of Admissions for the historic and prestigious Tougaloo College. Tougaloo College is a 4-year historically Black private school located on the northern tip of Jackson, Mississippi. We pride ourselves in our rich history and our long legacy of academic excellence. We offer 30 different majors and programs. However, we're nationally known for our pre-med, pre-law, pre-dental, and our education programs. For a student to be accepted, he or she must have at least a 2.0 GPA and show proof of having taken the ACT or SAT exam. Now, our scholarship ranges from academic, athletic, choral, and departmental. What makes Tougaloo College special? That would be our nurturing environment, our small classroom setting, awesome instructors, and we don't have an out-of-state fee. To apply, please visit us at www.tougaloo.edu/admissions. Now, follow us on social media, on Facebook at Tougaloo Enrollment, on Twitter at TC Recruitment __, on Instagram at TC Recruitment. I may be reached at 601-977-6180 or via email at pscott2@tougaloo.edu. Hope to hear from you soon. All right. At this time, I'm going to go into our PowerPoint presentation. I hope everyone is having an outstanding Saturday. And again, before I continue, I would be remiss if I did not thank the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha for sending us this great invitation, just for being here this morning and being able to participate in this great event. Okay, here we go. All right. The first video, or the first screen that you see, is a photo in the left corner of a beautiful campus. This is the Bennie Thompson Civil Rights and Academic Center. As some of you all may or may not know, Bennie Thompson is a current U.S. Congressman and a Tougaloo alum. So let me show this quick video of him.
Bennie Thompson, U.S. Representative, 2nd District of Mississippi. I came here, found a nurturing environment, teachers who cared about students, students who came from all walks of life. But the one thing that stuck out in my mind is that I found some of the smartest students you can imagine right here on campus. You know, a lot of us came to college thinking we were smart until we got to campus and we really found some smart people. Tougaloo kind of brought us along, got tutors for us if we needed, got the exposure that we needed in terms of meeting people. And so Tougaloo more or less helped turn the lights on for a lot of young African-American students. Coming from a situation where in public school, the teacher was always right. You couldn't challenge what they were saying, to a situation at Tougaloo where they taught you critical thinking. They taught you to challenge anything that you thought was wrong, not because of who you are, but it was more or less being able to defend your position. The one thing for Tougaloo is it taught Bennie Thompson to be proud of himself, to take second seat to no one, and not be arrogant, but be humble, but nonetheless confident in who you are. So many of us came here not really sure about our status in life. But by the time we left, it was clear that that Tougaloo education was first class. And when I started moving into the political arena, it was the Tougaloo connection that gave me the lift that I needed.
Now, the history of Tougaloo goes as far back as slavery. Tougaloo College sits on 500 acres of land that was known years ago as the Bodie Plantation. Yes, Tougaloo College used to be a slave plantation. Not only does the history go as far back as slavery, during the Civil Rights Movement, Tougaloo was known as the cradle of the civil rights. Main reason, we are a private institution, so we regulate who comes on or off our campus. So during the movement and the historic and beautiful Woodworth Chapel on campus, we will have such profound and civil rights activists and leaders such as Dr. King, Fannie Lou Hamer, Medgar Evers, Stokely Carmichael, you name them, they all came to Tougaloo, what gave us that additional great sense of confidence and pride for our great institution.
In the lower left-hand corner, this is our beautiful president, Dr. Carmen J. Walters. We're the second oldest private liberal arts college in Mississippi. We were founded in 1869 by the American Missionary Association. We also are located in the capital city of Jackson, which is Tougaloo is a small community on that northern edge of the city of Jackson. And it sits over in an intimate area. I love it because I'm from Illinois, Chicagoland area, but when I came to Tougaloo, it's kind of nestled off in the corner, but it's not one of those historically Black colleges that's off in a rural area. It's perfect. It's a perfect setting. All right, just some cool things about Tougaloo, National Register of Historic Places. Our educational value here is second to none. It's a very nurturing environment. I really love it because it really fits a vast variety of students. Some of them are academically inclined, some of them are maybe average students or below average, but we can still service all types of students, which makes Tougaloo kind of perfect institution. In the video earlier, it was mentioned that our requirements are quite simple. A 2.0 and evidence of taking the ACT. This current year, our highest ACT score was about a 30 or 31. Last year it was a 34. And so it's a very affordable institution as a private school and one of the 39 member UNCF schools. We do not have an out-of-state fee. So there's no additional cost for not being a resident of Mississippi. Our total enrollment is a little under 800 at the moment. Student-teacher ratio, about 15:1, depending on your major or program. We are nationally ranked. USA News and World Report had us at number 15 amongst all the historical Black colleges, but that still puts us as the #1 Black college in Mississippi. Tuition is really feasible. It's totally feasible. Right now, it has went up just a hair, so we're right at a little over $10,000 for the year. We are the top 25 producers of graduates who earn PhDs in science and engineering. About 60% of our graduates go off to graduate or professional school. We have a long legacy of producing a significant number of doctors, dentists, and attorneys that practice in those fields in Mississippi. And shout out to the gentleman from Meharry. We have a lot of Tougalooans that have went to Meharry Medical School. Now, at this time, we have about 30 different majors and programs. I know the screen says 29, but business has moved from an emphasis to a full degree major program. We also have 2 graduate programs, child development, and a Master's of Arts in Teaching, which is actually growing by leaps and bounds. Some of our exclusive partnerships that we've taken pride in for years, of course, is Brown University Medical School. Now, that partnership has been going on for 40+ years. The cool thing about that program is that they will early identify our students as early as their sophomore year here at Tougaloo without even taking the MCAT. So Brown actually holds seats set aside just for Tougaloo graduates. Mississippi College, University of Mississippi School of Law, Mississippi State, within engineering, and the University of Mississippi Medical Center. Now, for scholarships, let me talk about the bag for a second. We offer 4 different types of scholarships for our first-time freshmen. One is called the Servant Leader. You have to have a 21 on the ACT and a 3.0 GPA. That will cover half of your tuition. That dollar amount right now is about $5,400. The second tier is our Eagle Scholarship. For the Eagle Scholarship, a student must finish 1 or 2 in their class, either the valedictorian or salutatorian. And with that scholarship, we will cover their full tuition. Then we have what is known as the Provost Scholarship. For that scholarship, a student must have at least a 3.5 on a 24 on the ACT. That will cover his or her full tuition and room and board. Now, our top tier scholarship, of course, is the presidential. A 3.5 on a 27 on the ACT is needed. For those, you must have a 3.5 on a 27. Also, it will cover your full tuition, room and board. We will give you a book stipend and cover your fees. Now, that dollar amount was probably around $17,000 for the year. We also offered transfer scholarships. So if you all have any students that are attending community colleges, we can fund them to attend Tougaloo. All right, student life at Tougaloo College is huge. Under the umbrella of student activities, we have 5 pillars: political and social awareness, holistic health, leadership development, gender-based empowerment. SGA here is awesome. Our current Mr. Tougaloo is a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, like myself. Also, our Miss Tougaloo is a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. We have a host of different clubs and organizations, career pathways and career services. It's also linked with UNCF, so they get notifications about opportunities for internships and job opportunities. We have counseling services. We also offer, and this is also very important, we offer a crosstown agreement with Jackson State University with their Army ROTC and Air Force, and they offer some outstanding educational funding for students. Actually, I have two sons that attend Tougaloo, and my middle son, Elijah, is a part of the crosstown agreement with the Army ROTC at Jackson State. So let me show another quick student video testimonial.
Akwaba, welcome. My name is Niadum from Ghana, West Africa, an international student who is here as a sophomore biology student here at Tougaloo College. I chose Tougaloo College as an international student, one, basically because of the love Tougaloo College has. The professors, the advisors, the staff and faculty, from the janitor to the president, everyone shows love to me and it makes me feel just at home. The second main reason why I chose Tougaloo College is because of the opportunities. I was at the Harvard Medical School to give a presentation on my research I did here at Tougaloo College. Also, because of the class size, it's basically about 15 to 1 professor. So the professor knows my name and just not my ID number. And the love is just awesome here at Tougaloo College. Tougaloo College is a place that lets me live out my passion. Coming from Ghana, West Africa, Tougaloo College has equipped me to train as a global leader. Being the HBCU All-Star, I had the chance to be at the White House and also at the University of Southern Mississippi. Tougaloo College gives me that drive to become a global leader in terms of medicine, in terms of leading people, and this is what I wake up to every day on this historical grounds. As you're thinking about where to further your education, I would suggest Tougaloo College because of the love from the faculty, from the staff, from everyone here. Tougaloo is a home away from home. Tougaloo is a place that gives you the opportunity to explore your talent. Despite your major being biology, chemistry, music, or art, being a biology student doesn't just allow me to be in the lab and perform research, but the liberal arts education here at Tougaloo College and the rich history gives me the platform to stand as a student activist and also to stand to equip fellow students and also help the community. Honestly, I'm so much in love with Tougaloo College, and Tougaloo College gave me the best opportunity of my life to pick me up and give me a full scholarship from West Africa, Ghana, to be here in Jackson, Mississippi, to study and have something meaningful to do with my life. I will forever appreciate this opportunity for the rest of my life, and I'll proudly represent Tougaloo College wherever I go.
Okay. Athletics, we offer programs for males and females. So we have basketball, baseball, cross country, tennis, and golf. Shameless plug, I am the assistant cross country coach, so I am looking for males and females that can run distance. It is our hope in the very near future, hopefully this spring, that we can start track and field as a club and then go into a NAIA collegiate sport. For the ladies, we offer basketball, competitive cheer, cross country. We have a new partnership with the NFL for our ladies flag football team, golf, tennis, and volleyball. And we do give out scholarships because we are a NAIA division athletic institution. We are able to give out scholarships for all of our sports. Now, because we are one of the UNCF member institutions, we strongly encourage our students to apply for UNCF scholarship dollars. And so as we court and recruit students, we will assist them in finding outside scholarships. Now, to all of my young students who are on the call this morning, just a quick word to the wise. One of the things that I call a scholarship search, I call it the academic hustle. It is your responsibility to go out and find scholarship dollars. A lot of times schools will have funding, but sometimes that funding comes with a budget, of course. So you'll find yourself possibly finding more money on the outside than an actual institution can offer you, depending on your major and program and all of your merits, meaning your GPA and your academic test scores.
At the forefront of education stands a renowned, historic college, providing passports to a brighter future. Tougaloo College has your passport to innovation, leadership, and service. A passport that is creating award-winning doctors, lawyers, and educators. Tougaloo College is cultivating and motivating young, brilliant minds that are working for the betterment of all humanity. Tougaloo College, where history meets the future. Your passport to success.
All right. As you all can see on the screen, this is our information. I will put all of my particulars in the chat at the conclusion of my very brief presentation, but you all do see the barcode. So if you can take your phone and tap it up to the screen, it will take you right to our admissions website so you can apply. Now, we do not have an application fee. And so as soon as a scholar applies, I will get an email letting me know that we have a new applicant and we will move forward. We have a 72-hour turnaround time as far as correspondence. So another quick word to the wise. Let me drop this gem in the spirit of all of our scholars that are on the call. It is your responsibility to follow up with all of the institutions that you may be interested in. It is your responsibility to make sure that your high school counselor sends over your transcripts and test scores, whether they are your SAT or ACT. Also, we do participate in the Common Black App application pool. And so if you have Tougaloo listed in your top 4, we will automatically see it. If not, you can send me an email and we can pull your information and all of your particulars from the Common Black app. Awesome sauce. Keeping with the order of the day, I'm not sure if the questions and answering was for the latter part of the program, but if not, I am here to entertain any questions that any students may have before I go and get my hair washed. So I am here for it all, as the young I am here for it all, as the young people say. So at this time, thank you all so much for allowing me this time to present on the historic and prestigious Tougaloo College.
Thank you very much, Mr. Scott. And we have some time, so you're welcome to entertain any questions at this time. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so if there are people in the audience or guests on this line and they have questions, they feel free to type your questions in the chat and we will entertain them because we do have some time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One of a few of the new programs that I did not mention, I think I mentioned business. Also, some of our new academic programs would be cybersecurity and data science, and they will be a part of our computer science program. Also, in the great state of Mississippi, as far as all of our teachers that we are offering the additional programs to add certifications to their licensure. And so for us in this state, that is very, very important. And so some of the 3 of the major programs that students are very popular at Tougaloo would have to be sociology, biology, and education. Our top programs, like I mentioned earlier, would be education, our pre-med, pre-law, and pre-dental. So as we wait for maybe a couple questions or what have you, let me begin to put all of my particulars in the chat box. Also, I'd like to give a big shout out to the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I see you all have did a huge major fundraising that has been totally viral. And so congratulations to you all and all your great efforts and your phenomenal president, Dr. Glover. Now, one of the reasons I chose to attend Tougaloo from Illinois was that I wanted a smaller environment. I felt academically that is what I wanted and what I needed. So another quick gem to drop in your spirit, scholars, make sure that your want and your need matches up. Some of you all may want a larger institution, a lot of bells and whistles, but you may need a smaller environment where your teacher will know your name, where you're surrounded by a great nurturing environment. I encourage you all to be very active on campus. You might want to baby step it at first, but find you something to do, whether it's athletics, you may want to take part in SGA, you may want to be a resident assistant, different clubs, organizations. Make sure that you take part of your college, undergraduate career, because if you think high school is going fast, undergrad goes faster. And so you'll look up, you'll be moving in one day, look up again, you'll blink, and it's that Saturday or that Sunday morning at commencement. Okay, I am adding my information to the chat. Now, I believe, so you all are in Nashville, so that's probably about 7 hours away. We're about 2:45 from Memphis. And you all about, what, 3 hours from Memphis, possibly?
Yes.
So yes, ma'am, about 6 or 7 hours away. So it's not too far. And we do have a local alumni chapter in Nashville. Okay. All right, I just added my information to the chat. So I take it all of the scholars that are on here are interested or slightly interested in attending a historically Black college. And if so, that is amazing.
Today's, we only ask HBCUs to attend.
Cool beans.
Since we have a little time, thank you so much again, Mr. Scott, for sharing with us information about Tougaloo. I've learned a great deal this morning from all the representatives from different schools. And again, we're very gracious and appreciative for you taking time out of your schedule to share with us. We do have some time. We have two other representatives, one who's kind of in another conference is going to come in. So that this may be an opportunity for people, parents, and others on the line just to ask questions in general. So I'm going to ask the young ladies to are minding the chats to see if there are any questions for any of the representatives that are still online with us this morning. Brandis, I think is minding the chat, and also Ashley. Any questions? Yes.
May I make a small amendment, because I misspoke about our PA school?
Okay, no problem.
So there was, due to some internal issues, there is a delay in the applications for the PA school. So the PA school program will actually begin in January of 2023. So wanted to make sure everybody knew about that, again, because it's targeting the high school population. A lot of those guys, by the time they get to this point, it'll be ready. So PA school in January 2023.
Could you also comment just a little bit on the dental school? I don't know if you want to do that or not, but I
Sure.
know that Meharry is unique in that, you know, you're the one of the few dental schools in the area. So
Yes.
yeah,
So we are the only dental school in Central Tennessee. And our dental school, as I mentioned in the presentation, started in 1886. The dental school is active, very engaged in the community. I can't speak directly to their admissions metrics, but I know that you do have to take the DAT, which is the dental school admissions test. And they require a very similar GPA to what the School of Medicine requires. We have dental graduates all over the Tennessee area as well as worldwide, but especially here in Middle Tennessee. A lot of our dentists are Meharry graduates, as it were. And as mentioned, we're the only, we do not compete against Vanderbilt or any other institution here in Middle Tennessee. Meharry Medical College is the only dental school in Middle Tennessee. And as I mentioned in the talk about the COVID response, our dentists actually were the leaders in the response. Dr. Julie Gray who is the Dean of Student Affairs in the School of Dentistry, as well as the Dean of the School of Dentistry, Dr. Sheree Palmer-Dixon, took a lot of initiative in terms of leading the call and doing the actual day-to-day work of the testing and vaccinations here in the city of Nashville. So yeah, the School of Dentistry is phenomenal. The Dean of Admissions, I believe, is Dr. Gerald Davis. And I think that Dr. Michelle Thompson is also the chairperson of the dentistry's admissions process, but I don't want to misspeak or misrepresent.
Thank you very, very much. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Are there any other questions in the chat, ladies, for the speakers that are currently available to answer questions?
At this time, we do not have any other questions in the chat.
Okay. All right, it's Mr. Malik Smith from Southern University in Baton Rouge. Is he available? I know we talked about him coming on a little bit later, and I know he's kind of sitting between both of these. He's doing a Zoom conference for the other another AKA chapter. So he's sitting between two AKA meetings this morning. He planned to join us around 11, but we also expected a couple other people on as well. So I was kind of allowing a little time for that. But if he's available and he can join us, we greatly appreciate it. So I was trying to see if we can. If not, we'll give ourselves a little break and give him a chance to come on at 11. There should be someone from Arkansas, also University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Expecting two other guests this morning.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
You ready,
thank you
Malik?
so much, Ms. McCall.
Good,
Yes.
thank you.
I was literally just telling you that I'm on 2 calls, and you guys have just been so nice to me today in terms of allowing me this the autonomy to sort of flex your schedule that you made for me. And so I think it's important because I want to bring in as many students as we can. So I'll really jump right into it for Southern University. Thank you guys for having me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Malik T. Smith. I serve as the interim director of recruitment programming here at the Southern University in Agriculture and Mechanical College. And I think that this is an important call. I was listening to Mr. Paul Scott and Dr. Kelvin Smith very closely because these are huge.
You can hear you. Yeah.
Perfect. I saw you. Thank you, Ms. Brands. Yeah, I'll move this over a little bit too because I think they're taking me off because I told them that I have to be on this call as well. So I will share my screen. Okay, so this is Southern University in Agriculture and Mechanical College. Okay, so we are located in the capital city, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're the largest HBCU also. So what that means is we still have a 17-to-1 faculty to student ratio though. So I think that's very important. So being the largest HBCU, and we're also the only HBCU system in the United States. So what that means is we have 5 total campuses. So our undergraduate campus, which you'll see in my virtual background behind the beautiful campus, sits on Scotts Bluff in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's about 512 acres with an additional 372 acres for our Agriculture Research Extension Center. So it's a large campus. So, if you choose Southern, I don't think that you really have to worry about the freshman 15. But we do allow our students to have cars on campus as well as a freshman. And it's not a requirement to have a car on campus as a freshman either. So if you want to, it's not a requirement to stay on campus as a freshman either. So if you want to stay on campus, you can have your car. If you don't want to stay on campus and you want to commute your freshman year, that's also a valuable option as well. That is up to the student. We have just under 8,000 students enrolled now. With over 13,000 students enrolled in our system of schools, and that represents 44 states and 29 countries. So very, very diverse campus. We get a lot of our students, a lot of out-of-state students. Our largest out-of-state student population, as you can probably imagine, top 3 is Texas, and then California, believe it or not, and then Georgia. a lot of West Coast students. We also get a lot of Atlanta students as well. And then, of course, naturally, we get a lot of Texas students as well. We have over 150 active student organizations. I actually serve as the advisor to the student recruiter organization as well. But we also have your Divine Nine Greek fraternities and sororities on campus. We also have Royal Court, Miss Southern and her Royal Court, Student Government Association, the NAACP, Pre-Law Society, just to name a few. I can go on and on and on. I advise a couple of them. I advise the Multiples Association as well, and I advise the College Democrats on campus as well. So multitasking is clearly what I do best, as you can see. In addition to that, the Human Jukebox. I don't know if you guys know about the Human Jukebox, often imitated, never ever duplicated. I mean, the name speaks for itself. The #2 collegiate marching band in the United States, only behind Ohio State University. So we don't really get into the rah-rah between HBCU bands. We were voted #2 in the nation. So when you can get up there, then you can talk to the Human Jukebox. But founded in 1947, Human Jukebox pretty much is the life of our campus. If you ever come to one of our football games or Jaguar preview day, you'll be able to see the Human Jukebox as well, and the student orgs and different academic departments that we have as well. Approximately 98% of our students receive financial aid, grants, scholarships, or loans. So a lot of our students get aid, which is good, which is huge, because college is growing more and more expensive by the day. In addition to that, last but certainly not least, we offer 13 varsity fall and spring sports. So we are Division I, a part of the Southwestern Athletic Conference and the National Collegiate Athletic Association. Okay. And that, I'm so sorry, that's our president, Dr. Belton. He is the outgoing president. He recently announced his retirement, which will be effective next fall. So we will be looking for a new president chancellor, but he's the only president chancellor that I've ever known. He's been there since my freshman year, fall 2015, which just seems like so long ago. But he's been the president chancellor, the only president chancellor I've known, whether I was getting my bachelor's or when I even went back to get my master's. We offer over 60 undergraduate degree programs to explore for students. Our top programs are engineering, nursing, where we're #1 in nursing. We produce majority of the Black engineers in the state of Louisiana as well on an annual basis. Agriculture, like I said, we have an entire 372-acre campus dedicated to agricultural science. We have the JAG Star Scholarship. JAG Star Scholarship, I think, is unique to Southern University. Listen to this. 2.8 GPA, 18 on the ACT gets you a full ride to Southern University. A full ride. When I say full ride, room and board, tuition and fees, the whole 9 yards. If you're majoring in an agricultural science field, that's unheard of. That is a generational scholarship. You talk about creating generational wealth. That is a generational scholarship at Southern University. We also offer graduate programs and online programs for those students who might have some adults on this call that want to go back and get a master's in public administration or a master's in business administration online from Southern University. You can do that 100% online. It's easy, it's accessible, and it's affordable. Trust me, I did it. So we have a wide variety. We have pre-law. We have one of the most affordable law schools in the state of Louisiana as well, the most affordable out of the 4, actually. And it's actually the #1 law school in the state of Louisiana as well, our Southern University Law Center, which is on our campus as well. So if you want to do economics, criminal justice, health information technology, pre-vet, nursing, political science, or urban forestry, come on down to Southern University and discover academics. Our honors college as well. I will talk about this more in depth on our scholarship page. As our scholarship page has what you need to get into our Dolores Margaret Richard Spikes Honors College. A little bit about Dolores Margaret Richard Spikes Honors College. She was a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, as is my grandmother. And she was the first and only female chancellor of Southern University Baton Rouge. So that just shows you that the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated are about their business. If you need any further proof, just look no further than the White House. okay? And the vice president of the United States of America is an HBCU graduate and an alpha woman. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, that just speaks for itself. That speaks volumes. Let me tell you, as I was saying on my other call, Joe Biden could have picked any person in this world to be his running mate. And he chose an African-American female who's an HBCU graduate and a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Not only that, if you paid attention to those debates, she stood out. You know why? That HBCU prepared her for the biggest stage in the nation. On the biggest debate stage that you can get to, running for president of the United States, her knowledge and history from an HBCU attending Howard University prepared her more than anyone, because I know she had my vote, more than anyone on that debate stage, well-equipped, knowledgeable, and a powerhouse. Okay, so if that doesn't tell you about HBCUs, then I don't know what will. But our Dolores Margaret Richard Spikes Honors College, I'll talk about the requirements and I'll talk about the scholarship that you get for our Honors College as well. Very diverse campus, as I said. Of course, we're a historically Black college and university, so we are predominantly Black. However, our faculty and staff is very, very diverse. When I was an undergrad and when I'm in grad school, African professors, I had some Indian professors, I had some white professors as well. Same with classmates, especially in my grad program. So of course, this is a very, very diverse campus. You will see a lot of different ethnicities and demographic backgrounds represented on campus. Okay, and this is our National Alumni Federation president. Quick story about Miss Laquita Thomas. Thank God for her. You guys, I was scheduled to do 3 AKA calls today at the same time. And I was like, I don't know if I can do 3, but I'll try to pull off 2. And I think that I did a pretty good job of it, of multitasking. Literally scheduled at the same time. I said, for the longest, I thought it was the same call. And then I said, no, it's not the same call, Ms. Freeman. So I'll just have to log in twice and just hope that they're nice to me and hope that it just works out. And it has. And let me tell you about faith. That's faith right there. But let me tell you, if you can make it through a financial aid line at an HBCU, then you can handle 2 calls at once, okay? So this was nothing to me with going through financial aid at Southern University. So Miss Laquita Thomas, she's a Delta, and she took an AKA call for me. And so that just shows our love of Southern University right there. And just a quick student perspective, I actually came in with Kevin Taylor Jarrell. We actually served in SGA together. When I was a senior, he was a freshman. Now this young man is the Student Government Association president at Southern University. Just a great young man. Like I said, we get a lot of students from Houston, Texas. He's also the president of the Third Coast Connection Club, which is, they call Texas the Third Coast in Louisiana. So he's over the Third Coast, and he's just a great young man. He's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, but his mom is an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman as well. So that just shows you that everything comes full circle, I think, in life. Campus life is huge as well. I think that campus life is important to Southern University because of what it embodies at an HBCU. As you can see behind me, A.W. Mumford Stadium stays packed, probably before COVID and after COVID. But as you can see, we have our Jaguar Lanes bowling alley, we have our human jukebox, we have softball, we have our students just having a grand old time at a football game, as you can see. I mean, just cutting up. And that's just what we do. I always tell my students, hey, if you see me at a game on a Saturday, I am Mr. Smith Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Okay. On Saturdays, I am Mr. Smith, the alum of Southern University. Okay. So, you know, what happens at Mumford stays at Mumford. Okay. So it's just a good time at Southern University. It's a great time because we have 6 home games. We play prime time, Deion Sanders at home. We got FAMU at home. We also have Alcorn State at home, and then we play Prairie View A&M for homecoming. So if that doesn't tell you something, then I don't know what will, in terms of how many great home games we have. Actually, our Jaguar preview day is scheduled to be when we play Alcorn State. And I hate to say it, but I always say Alcorn State's our rival, but we just can't beat them. But we're going to see if we can beat them this year, y'all. I'm excited either way it goes. So we'll have our Jaguar Preview Day October 30th, and I'll be able to share more information via email, which I'll leave in the chat with you guys. Residential life and housing. So we have 13 residential halls, which holds about 2,400 students. So we do have, I always get this question, a larger commuter population or a larger off-campus population than we have on campus. Majority of our out-of-state students stay on campus, and majority of our freshman students do decide to stay on campus as well, if that makes sense. Fully furnished. You can choose your roommate. You can have your car on campus. So, I mean, it's just a great idea. I stayed on campus just for freshman orientation. And then I said, Mom, I can't do the roommate thing. And so I was a little spoiled. So I didn't stay on campus, but I'm from Baton Rouge. So I just commuted. It didn't really make sense to stay on campus. However, I was heavily involved in SGA. So it would have made more sense to stay on campus in terms of how many afternoon events we had that I had to go back to my apartment. Then, you know, if I took a nap, I wasn't gonna make it. I'm gonna just be real. If I laid down and rested my head, I was not gonna make it. So it would have made more sense probably to stay on campus. Discover Pride. Of course, this is just a quick pick of Bayou Classic. You guys are familiar with Bayou Classic. That's when Southern University and HBCU in Louisiana and Grambling State University, an HBCU in Northern Louisiana, meet in New Orleans, Louisiana, once a year, and we play them at the Caesar Superdome now in New Orleans, and it's just a grand old time. But as being over recruitment, it's great for me because we get a lot of students from New Orleans. So I always travel down early, hit up some local high schools, do our red carpet event for high achieving scholars, and then I go enjoy the football game. So it's huge for us. And then important dates and deadlines are very important. So our scholarship application opens up the same day that FAFSA opens up. FAFSA is very important for students in terms of what your EFC would be. So your EFC is your expected family contribution. So whatever your EFC is, it's pretty much going to determine what your award package is based on need. Now, if you're talking about based on merit-based or based on scholarships, that's completely based on your GPA and your test scores. So that has nothing to do with how much your parents make or how much you make if you are filing independently. So that's when our scholarship application opens, and I'll talk about our scholarships on the next slide. And our fall 2022 app is open as well. And I will share my email with these lovely ladies of AKA. I am waiving all application fees. It's crazy. Once you start working at Southern long enough, they give you power to do stuff. So I'm waiving all application fees as well. If you decide to apply to Southern, and it does not have to be today, shoot me an email whenever you decide to apply, and I'll waive your application fee, okay? And then May 1st. If you're serious about coming to Southern, May 1st is our housing deadline. So that's very important as well. And then February 1st is our priority date for scholarships and honors college. So you have about from October 1st to February 1st to apply for scholarships. And then you have from August 1st when our application opened, August 1st to May 1st to get all your information, get all your documents in. If you're serious about coming to Southern University, you got time to take a campus tour in there or visit us for one of two of our Jaguar Preview Days. You can come down to Southern University and come see us and then do your housing application. $150 non-refundable. I like to be very, very transparent. $150 non-refundable. So that's if you're serious about coming to Southern University and if you're serious about reserving a room in our housing department for you to stay on campus. Okay, scholarships. Everyone loves scholarships. If you're a Louisiana resident, TOPS, of course, TOPS. Follow you to any of the institutions in Louisiana. Of course, we have a few HBCUs. You have Dillard, Xavier, Grambling State, and then of course you have Southern, and then we have SUNO, and we have Susler under Southern. Honors College, as I talked about, if you're an out-of-state student, all that's needed is a 2.5 cumulative GPA to receive an out-of-state fee waiver. That's it. Very, very simple. 2.5 cumulative GPA coming out of high school. You're coming to Southern, your out-of-state fees are waived. I promise you, this is me telling you that it's just a 2.5 GPA. Everyone's like, is there a test score? Nope, very, very simple. Honors College is a 3.3 GPA and a 23 on the ACT. That gets you a $5,000 scholarship, $2,500 a semester. Okay, so remember, I think I talked about our JAG Star Scholarship earlier. Let's say you're a student who meets the JAG Star Scholarship requirements, but you also meet, which is probably very, very realistic, the Honors College Scholarship requirement as well. That $2,500 a semester pretty much just becomes a stipend, because that JAG Star Scholarship is going to cover your full cost of attendance for Southern for 4 years. And then that Honors College Scholarship is just going to be $2,500 in your pocket every semester, because that's your money. You earned it. It's federal money, so we don't want to touch it. So that's money that goes into your pocket because you excelled in high school. And then your Jesse Stone and your Joseph Clark Award or your top two. Jesse Stone Award very often when partnered with TOPS or when partnered with another scholarship. If you get the Jesse Stone Award, you can also get the Honors College Scholarship Award. Okay, so you don't have to just get the Joseph S. Clark and not get the Honors College Scholarship. So that's just money in your pocket. Like I was saying, Jesse and Stone Award, if you feel like you need a little bit more money to cover your room and board, you can always apply for the Honors College Scholarship as well. Never stop applying for scholarships. These scholarships are also active, not just for first-time freshmen. Let's say you're not the best high school student. Right? I wasn't. I think I turned out okay. You can apply for these scholarships going into your sophomore year, and it'll be based on the same GPA, but then just cut out the test scores, and it'll be an essay and 2 letters of recommendation. So let's say you come into college and you just kill it. You got a 3.5 and you got a 3.5 and you're doing well. You can apply for the Honors Scholarship with a 2 letters of recommendation and essay. So same thing for any of our other scholarships as well here at Southern University. 3.6, 3.8 cumulative going into your sophomore year, then you can also apply for those scholarships. So these are not just scholarships that are destined for freshmen. These are scholarships that are for sophomores, juniors, seniors. I'm not afraid to admit that most of my scholarships came from when I was a junior or a senior in college. Like I said, I wasn't the best high school student. So I was able to get that money going into my junior and senior year. And then I was able to also get other internal and departmental scholarships. So foundation.sus.edu is very important as well. Very, very important as well for our different scholarships that we offer, internal and departmental. And then, of course, you have your legislative Black Caucus. And then if you're going to another HBCU, you're not an Eagle College Fund, Thurgood Marshall College Fund are so important as well. Okay. Let me see here. Steps to apply today. Our application is online. I will put our link into the chat to apply, and I will put my information to the chat as well. And then you submit all your documents to my email as well if you want to. And in that way, I can provide you with an admissions decisions as well, and I can work to get you a scholarship awardance package as well. Okay, so that's very important as well, because we want to make sure. You know what I learned? It was very simple. You know, students choose schools based on how much money they get. I know it's crazy, but that is a huge token and a huge piece into what school you will go to in terms of how affordable it is. So I want to make sure we work to get you admitted, accepted, but that's not the most important step. The most important step is, how are we going to pay once I get there? And I think that that's one of the main things that I'll try to work on as well in recruitment, in terms of what can we offer you, not only for what you need after high school, but what do you need in terms of financial assistance. Visit our campus. Come see me. You might not get a campus tour with me. You might get a campus tour with one of our student recruiters or Jaguar ambassadors. But if you want to stop by my office is literally always open. I might not always be in there, but my office door is always open. But definitely stop by. We'd love to host you here at Southern University. Very easy admissions requirements, which I'll touch on real quick. A 2.0 GPA is all that's needed. In-state, you need 19 core units on the LA Board of Regents. Out-of-state, 17. Other than that, pretty much come visit us. Like I said, we're Baton Rouge campus is 104 T.H. Harris Hall Annex. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. If we have a home game, come visit us, come cheer us on, whether it's football, basketball, soccer, track and field. Come visit Southern University. I will now answer any questions that we had. I think I saw one. I'm not sure about. Oh, never mind. That's not Mr. Smith. Okay. What is on-campus housing like for freshman students at SUBR? Good question. Courtney Rogers, if he asks another one. So I'll answer both of those, Ms. Rogers. Thank you for your question. It is suite style living. So it isn't any, actually, I don't know if you guys can still see my screen, but it is suite style living. So I will open up this presentation real quick. I hope you guys can still see my screen. I will let you see the freshman dorm layout. Okay, so if you guys can see my screen, I don't know, but it should. I think I'm good. If you guys can see, this is our freshman dorm layout, Courtney. So it is suite style living. So there's no community bathrooms.
Mr. Smith,
yes.
I see graphic with students in a lab and the previous graphic.
What about now?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, oh, thank you. So yes, this is our freshman dorm layout. So this is what you'll pretty much expect in either tidy or shade, Miss Courtney, if you decide to stay on campus. Now, depending on when you graduate, we are adding honors dorms. So honors dorms will be single room. So honors dorms will be like your own private space. In this room, you will share with another person for about a year, and then you can move to the university apartments, or you can move to the honors dorms. University apartments are also single rooms as well. So it's completely up to you what you decide to do. Now, Ms. Courtney, let me ask you this. I know a lot of students also come in with dual enrollment credits. If you're coming in with dual enrollment credits, you can move straight into the university apartments if you have over 30 credit hours, okay? Or anything like that. So a lot of students, it's crazy. A lot of students come in with an associate's degree nowadays, which is absolutely insane. I just wish I was in school with y'all. Maybe I'd be further ahead in life. But no, if you're coming in with any of those dual enrollment credits, definitely, you can move into a single room apartment if you just like your own space. I definitely feel that. And we are building a new set of honors dorms, and we're also building a brand new student union right now as well. So depending on when you graduate or if you come to Southern, you'll be able to experience those things as well, Courtney. So I hope that answers your question. And I wanted to also show this really, really quickly. If it's on there. Cost of attendance. Cost of attendance is very, very important as well. We're the most affordable four-year public institution in the state of Louisiana. So we haven't raised our tuition since 2018. Hopefully we don't plan on doing it. But as you can see, that out-of-state fee waiver with a 2.5 GPA brings you down to the 8,100 that you see. So that's all that you need to receive an in-state rate because very affordable grad school as well. I paid about the same amount for undergrad that you would staying on campus for not staying on campus in grad school. So I paid about $8,000 a semester, which I think is very affordable in terms of grad school and things like that. Yes, thank you, Courtney, for asking your questions. I will now, if there are any other questions, please put them in the chat. I will stop sharing my screen because I believe she said that we have one more. And I didn't ran my mouth enough, but growing up, I told my mama that one day I would get paid to run my mouth, and she didn't believe me. So now, I will put my email into the chat. I sent it straight to Miss Patricia. I'm so sorry. You can have it too, even though she already has it. Malik.smith@SUSAE. You can shoot me an email at any time. SUBR.edu/admissions is where you'll apply. Waiving all out of state fees. If you meet the requirement, I'll waive it for sure. Waiving all application fees. It's only $20, but use that $20 to go get you a Popeye's chicken sandwich or something. Waiving all application fees today. You can shoot me an email as well. If you're looking to schedule a campus tour, we'll cut out the middleman. You can schedule it directly with me. You can schedule that campus tour directly with me. If you're looking for more information on Jaguar Preview Day upcoming, we have one in the fall and one in the spring. So I know October 30th is literally tomorrow when you think of it like that, in terms of actually planning to attend. We have one in the spring as well with our basketball schedule, which is usually the same as like senior night or something like that. When we play a big SWAC school, we really try to do it when we're playing a SWAC school. That way you can really get that HBCU experience and really see exactly what we have to offer. So we're playing Alcorn State for the one in the fall. Not sure, the basketball schedule hasn't come out yet. We haven't even scheduled anything. I do serve as the chair of the Jaguar Preview Day committee, so I can pretty much speak on it anyway if you have any questions about that as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. You guys are just so hospitable and just so nice to me. And thank you guys for flexing your schedule, because you didn't have to. You could have been like, oh, if you're not ready right now, we're just gonna skip you. But thank you guys for flexing your schedule to fit mine and my incompetence of double booking myself. So I really, really appreciate it. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Courtney, for your great questions. Feel free to email me at any time. And we hope that you can choose Southern to see why SU makes the best you. I hope we win too, Miss Williams. It's been 9 years. Long 9 years.
Mr. Smith, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, Miss McCarroll, okay. I can hear you.
Thank you a million. I have just enjoyed the energy of all of these wonderful speakers this morning. As a graduate of an HBCU, Fisk University, I know the benefits of going to an HBCU. And so I just appreciate all of y'all coming on this morning and sharing with us. The energy has just been great, and that alone sends a message to young people. When you're trying to recruit them, if they can feel your energy, I mean, that's the message in and of itself. We had one more speaker, but I don't think that person's on. It's Miss Constance Castle from University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff. I don't think she's on. So we're going to kind of bring this to a close. Are there any other questions for any of the panelists, any of these speakers that have come and shared with us this morning? Any other questions? You see any questions in the chat, Brandis?
At this time, there are no questions in the chat.
Okay, Ash, you see any questions? He might the questions too.
No, ma'am, I don't see any questions.
Okay, thank you both very much. For all the high schoolers who are online, please type your name and your contact information in the chat. We've promised to provide some support for applications for these young people as you apply to all these different schools. And these wonderful speakers, have Mr. Smith has said he's going to waive that application fee. So, and I think it's important for young people to understand that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You have some wonderful presentations this morning. You want to take full advantage of those. So I'm asking all the young people who are on the line to please type your name and your contact information into the chat. And I'm going to ask Ashley or Brandon to write down their names and their contact information, because we have promised you a free application fee. And so we need to hold them to our promise. So we're definitely going to do that. Are there any closing remarks from, is Chandra still on the line? Ms. Pless? I think she's gone, okay. Is Janine on the line, our vice president? We have another huge event taking place in a few minutes. And so we're going to give some nice bags to all the freshmen at Fisk and TSU. So that's been a huge service project. So many of the ladies have gone out to get that project going and distribute those materials to our the young people with Fisker tissue. Okay.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Ms. McCarroll. I am on. Well, good evening, everyone. So not to belabor the points that have already been made, but thank you to all of our colleges and universities for awesome presentations today. They were very engaging, enlightening, and energizing, as Ms. McCarroll said. So we thank you for that. I enjoy watching some of the videos and feeling like I was there on campus with you. So again, I am a proud Fisk alum and also Tennessee State alum. So very, 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 very proud of all of the HBCUs that we have, over 106 HBCUs in the country. So we again just wanted to give you a small taste of some very outstanding HBCUs, and we hope that our students and our parents that were on today found the information valuable. We will be uploading this video to our social media pages. So this will play again on our Facebook page and YouTube page. And we will also share with all of our registered attendees the contact information for all of the representatives. So if you did not catch it in the chat, no worries. We will send this out because everyone who registered to attend, I do have your email address, and we will make sure that you get the contact information for all of the presenters today. And even some of our presenters who were unable to make it. I think as Mr. Smith mentioned, Alpha Kappa Alpha and the Tougaloo representative mentioned this as well. We have been doing virtual college tours for the last 2 years. And we understand that a lot of our HBCUs want to provide that service for us. And sometimes they end up doing it for multiple chapters on the same day. So we just appreciate you all too being able to switch your time with multiple AKA chapters during the day. So I'm sure that's the reason why a couple of our schools were not able to get on in time. But again, we will get that information out to everyone. We will have the video posted on our social media pages. And if there are no final comments, I will ask my president if she has any final words. And then again, I will thank you all and bid you a good afternoon.
I just wanted to reiterate what Ms. Davis has said, that this has been very informative. I've learned a lot about the various HBCUs. And I agree that I am equally proud of our HBCUs and hope that this presentation today was enlightening to our students. And we will, as Ms. Davis said, record this and put this, make this available for our students and our social media community. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do.
Thank you
for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you all. You all take care.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.